For more resources, visit rymonline.org.
The Local Youth Worker is a daily podcast that's centered on 5 questions each week. Ranging from the practical to the professional, we're looking for answers to the questions you're asking. Whether you're in full-time, part-time, or even volunteer youth ministry, this podcast is for you.
Hello everyone, this is John Parrott, and you're listening to The Local Youth Worker, a daily podcast presented by Reformed Youth Ministries. And since this is our very first podcast, we thought it would be a good idea to have Reverend Kurt Cooper as our guest. Kurt, welcome.
Glad to be here.
Kurt is and I forget the official title, Assistant Pastor to Youth and Families. Is that it, or just?
No, I think my official title is Minister to Youth, but that's what I do.
Okay.
So, yeah, that works too.
Gotcha. In Montgomery, Alabama, at Trinity Presbyterian Church.
That's right.
Now, the basic format of the Local Youth Worker focuses on 5 questions. I'll ask our guest one question each day, and our guest will answer those questions. We might have some sub-questions and then follow-up questions, but basically just focusing on one question because we know everyone's busy, so we try to keep this a brief podcast. Hopefully that's a blessing to all those who are listening. Kurt, how about we start off, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been at Trinity Pres, and then prior to that, and obviously tell us about your wife and kids.
Sure. I'm from South Carolina, Louisiana, Mississippi, and now I live in Alabama, so I've been all over the place. I say I'm Georgia short of a redneck bingo. I mean, I've lived all through the South. But I met my wife in Mississippi, at Mississippi State, where I went to school. Then I went to seminary. We got married. We have 2 children now. We have a 5, almost a 6-year-old son, and then we have another son, and he's 12 weeks old. I think 11 or 12 weeks old. It's pretty new for us. So Campbell and Grayson, and we live in Montgomery. We've been there for almost 6 years, and before that we were in Tupelo at Lawndale Presbyterian Church for almost 5 years, and before that I was in seminary. So that's kind of taking you back to who I am and where we are. What is there anything else?
Oh yeah, well actually, what board do you serve on?
Oh well, I'm on the Ministry of Magic. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you that since you're in Lubbock.
I forgot. Yeah, that's
No, I'm on RYM's board, and really what that means is, actually I'm not really sure what it means.
It gives you a lot of power. Just be honest.
Does it?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know. Well, I need to find out how to exercise that power because I don't feel like I have it.
Well, it sounds important, so that's what counts, right?
Yeah, I'll put it on my resume.
Okay. All right, so look, let's get to the first question for today. So Kurt, the question is, what's the best thing you've done in youth ministry? This could be an event, it could be a retreat, it could be a Bible study, just some idea that you've come up with, but something that's been helpful to your ministry that you think could be helpful to others.
Well, one thing that we do, probably the best thing that our ministry does is, or the kind of the Ebenezer of our ministry is Sunday night fellowship, and that is at my house on Sunday nights, 9th through 12th graders. We sing, we eat, the parents provide, a family provides the entree, we provide the drinks and the dessert. So we eat, we sing, there's a brief devotion that I lead. We pray together and for each other, and then we just kind of hang out afterwards. In the summer, it goes kind of late, and sometimes it goes kind of late in the school year too, depending upon how much schoolwork they want to avoid doing before Monday hits. But that is, I always say it's the best thing that we do. It's the thing that our kids really respond to. It's just a great time. It's taxing to have it at our house, and actually, since we have a newborn, the parents have been awesome, and we haven't had to have it at our house. They're giving us like a 4-month break, but we love to have it there, even though it's can be kind of a bear to have 40 kids at your house every Sunday night. Well, what's great about those is that my kids are growing up with all these high school kids coming in, and my son thinks they're there for him to play, and it's just great to have that. He's going to have seen what he calls the big boys and girls worshiping his whole life, singing songs, and that's really fun. So that's a huge advantage. We love having it. We miss it. He misses it right now that we're not having it there.
And you think too, the impact that has on your students, for them to be around your child as well, and your children, and to see you as a husband and father in your home.
Well, if youth ministers are anything, they are an opportunity for a high school or a junior high kid to see that they can be a Christian and they don't have to be exactly like their parents. Because we do life just a little bit different. We keep our silverware close to the sink instead of over by the dishwasher or whatever it is. We put our cups, everyone lives their life just a little bit different. And I think there are a lot of students who fear like, well, if I'm going to be in the church, that means I'm just going to be like mom and dad. And maybe, they have a tough relationship with them or whatever. So if anything, to get them in our home, it's just great. It's also kind of neutral ground too for us. I mean, we have a lot of students from a lot of different schools, as I'm sure most groups do. And it's great to know that we're going to Kurt's house, and it's just kind of a neutral ground, but it's a home, and they love being in a home. We've tried having it at the church before, different occasions, and it never works out as well as when it's in our house. So that's probably the best thing that we do. That and missions. We add in missions, or we started emphasizing missions with our youth group, and we've seen a lot of growth through that. So those two things.
Excellent. Do you want to get any specifics about the mission that you go on?
Well, we do take Isaiah 55. We go to Reynosa, Mexico with Isaiah 55, and I would recommend any youth minister to check them out and see if you could work that into your summer or spring break or Christmas or whenever they can take you. They do ministry to deaf students, to deaf children in Mexico, and it's fabulous. It's spurned a lot of, spurned is not the wrong word. It has inspired a lot of spiritual growth in our students, really mature conversations, eye-opening, kind of bubble-bursting, worldview expanding kind of situations and experiences for our students, and it's just been awesome for us. They make it so easy on us, so we love to go.
Excellent. Well, that's helpful. Anything else you want to add to any of that, Kurt?
No, it's hard to come up with best things. This next list is this next question is going to be a lot easier to answer.
We'll have to cut you off. Yeah, you can cut tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, hey, thanks a lot, Kurt. That's helpful.